It is Wednesday, so we're talking about your money. And today's guest has a bit of unconventional personal finance advice.
Yeah, my interest is piqued on this. Scarlett Cochran is a wealth expert with some heavy-duty credentials and a growing social media following as well. She graduated from Yale Law School.
That little school?
Yeah, I've heard of that. And that was as a banking and consumer finance attorney for government organizations like the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau as well.
Fair to say she
What a
has the
show-off.
credentials.
Yeah, she's a real
show
deal.
off. Scarlett has more than 250,000 followers across social media under the handle One Big Happy Life, where Scarlett and her husband share financial and life tips. Now, she has a book. It's coming out next week, and it is called It's Not About the Money, A Proven Path to Building Wealth and Living the Rich Life You Deserve. Scarlett, it is so nice to meet you.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. We were just jealous looking at your credentials, actually.
I know. Let's start with your book. How will it be different from other personal finance books? Because I feel like that particular sect is saturated, but I suspect you have a few tricks up your sleeve in that big brain of yours.
Well, It's Not About the Money really does flip personal finance on its head. We're so used to talking about money from the perspective of what we can do for our money, so how to save it better, how to make sure we're pinching our pennies. And instead, what I teach in the book is a perspective of first deciding what it is you want from your life and then getting your money to work for you. So your vision for your rich life is what determines your financial priorities and how you set things like budget goals, savings goals. They're self-directed based on your values versus setting financial goals based on what other people tell you that you're supposed to value.
Right. Everybody's different, so everybody needs their own plan. I like that. So let's talk about a few of your what are called unconventional financial advice tips, starting with debt. Now, you say debt has gotten a bad rap, and folks can actually use that as a financial tool. So explain that, other than putting us into bankruptcy.
Right.
Well, absolutely. Like you mentioned, I spent 10 years as a banking and finance attorney regulating the consumer finance industry here in the U.S. And one thing that we all knew, and all the data supports this, is that access to high quality credit actually increases our ability to do things like build wealth, build financial stability. It boosts our overall life trajectory as long as we're able to use those resources, the debt, wisely.
Right.
So it's not, the debt in itself is not a bad thing. It's a tool that you learn how to use responsibly. But anything, when used in excess, can harm us. Too much air, too much water can harm us. It's all about finding the correct balance and making sure that you're using debt in a way that enhances all of your financial and life goals.
Right. I like we had that one bullet point, which was debt allows you to drive your car, because I lease a car, so I'm incurring debt, but it does afford me the opportunity to
get the credit built up to do that.
To build up the credit and to travel. But I'm also mindful every month that that dollar amount is what I'm spending, which brings us to our next question. We always talk about, create something to balance, to budget, look at what you're budgeting, and you flip it on its head, and you want folks to create a one-year spending plan, which sounds genius, but is it too good to be true? Walk us through this, please.
So it's actually really simple, and it is genius, because here's the thing. There are things coming down the pipeline within the next year, like the holidays and holiday spending, that it actually benefits us to start planning for the things that we know are coming sooner versus going from paycheck to paycheck or month to month, which always feels so reactive. And so when you have your one-year spending plan, the holidays are coming. You can decide in advance, this is how much you want to spend for holidays and gifts this year. This is how much you want to spend on vacation and what you want those vacations to look like. And then you can start sinking funds for each of those line items early so that they're not catching you by surprise.
Right.
Which leads me to the next thought. So lastly, you say folks can keep their daily latte. You encourage folks to learn spending for joy, the things that make us happy, saying it will help them create kind of a better wealth plan that's suited for the long haul in terms of goals and things like that.
Yes, I like to say that life is the thing that happens between your goals. And so often when it comes to money, we can get so fixated on hitting our long-term big goals like paying off debt or saving for retirement, that we forget that our lives, the things that we're going to look back on when we're old and gray, they are happening right now, which is why it's so important that we prioritize spending for joy, that we make sure that some of every day along the way of this journey of life, that we are enjoying it. And so if for you, your daily latte really does set you up for success and you really want to have that latte every morning, then you prioritize that in your budget. And it's not a guilty pleasure. It's something that you're entitled to and you deserve, because you deserve to enjoy your life.
Right.
I'm liking this, Scarlett, more and more.
Right?
She's
I like this.
Real quick, we have to say we were talking
Yes.
about your background there is,
Oh, yes,
by the
it's
way.
gorgeous.
That-
Can we
that's-
see Scarlett?
Is
She
that
spent
part
a
of
lot
your
of
joy?
time on that background,
Look at
so
that.
let's show it off.
That's one of the
Gorgeous.
best
Yes.
we've ever seen,
It
actually.
really is. Room Raider is rating you right now, lady.
I mean, I do amazing work when I'm surrounded by a beautiful space that inspires me.
There
So
you
this is
go.
how I spend for joy.
Again, the reflection of joy. Scarlett,
you.
love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, well.
For more tips, you can visit Scarlett's website or order a copy of her new book, It's Not About the Money, or you can check out her social media there, right there on the screen.
It's over there. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back.